back. This is In Focus. Now, South Africans are observing the 55th anniversary of the first Women's Day March today. On August 9th, 1956, the Women's League of the African National Congress organized 20,000 women to march on Pretoria to protest the apartheid government's proposed amendments to the Native Urban Areas Act, or PASS laws, as they were commonly known. You strike a woman, you strike a rock, is essentially what the women here are singing. This was a reenactment 5 years ago in Pretoria, marking the 50th anniversary of that eventful day in 1956, when women thronged the office of the Prime Minister and left bundles of petitions containing more than 100,000 signatures. The women were protesting the extension of the PASS laws, which required non-whites to carry a permit in urban areas and other race-related restrictions. Sophia Williams de Bruin was one of the leaders of the original march, together with the late Alberta Sisulu and a few others.
50 years ago, we are standing here at a place that we came to that was unfriendly to us.
Men still outnumber women in politics, but the female ranks are growing. According to a 2011 survey by the Electoral Institute for Sustainability of Democracy in Africa, or ESA, more than 36% of the candidates in local elections this year were women, compared to 28% in 2000. And in all provinces, women candidacy was more than 30%. Women account for a large number of members of political parties, including the ruling African National Congress, where they total 50%, based on ESA's 2009 survey. But issues of domestic violence and poverty persist, with women and youth comprising the bulk of the unemployed and uneducated. In a recent interview with VOA, the Deputy Minister of Public Works, Henrietta Bogopane Zulu, says the government is addressing the issues of inequality.
We have interns and learnerships programs for unemployed young people. The President has introduced a wage subsidy for young people. Our social security is well developed because every disabled person qualifies for a 1,100 rand every month. All people over the age of 60, they get 1,100 rand every month from the state. Children, every child born from a poor family up to the age of 18 gets 250 rand a month. Children don't pay school fees. Government provides uniforms for children from poor communities. We've got an indigent policy where people get free electricity and free water of a particular wards per month. We provide free housing to poor people so they get there. So it's a basket of services.
Meanwhile, back in Pretoria, symbols such as this statue, built to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the march, remain as a reminder of the power of the women to push for change in their beloved country. And joining us now to tell us more about South Africa's National Women's Day is Nana Seshibe, a member of the Pan-African Congress Party and a longtime educator in the Washington, D.C. public school system. Dr. Seshibe, welcome to In Focus.
Thank you. Thank you.
You were obviously a young child when the march originally happened, but what is your recollection of the PASS laws, or DOM-PASS?
Well, when I was sent to go and get my pass, I really didn't understand because I didn't even know what relevant it was. But when the women went to march, I realized that I'm supposed to carry this thing, this 100-page book, for every time, wherever I am. That was not countable because we didn't have pocket books. We're going to lose it. So I never carried it. I left home because I was still in elementary school.
And you could actually go to jail for not having a pass if you were in an urban area.
Yes.
Now, obviously, the march did not do away with the PASS laws immediately. They were abolished later. But the women did achieve something by gathering the way they did.
Yes, they did achieve a lot because they made us feel strong that we have to fight this government, because that apartheid was really destroying families. You know, because if you are arrested and you don't have a pass, then your husband doesn't come home, your brother doesn't come home. Then, you know, this family was really destroyed. But when we began to understand what was going on, was that we have to take up arms to fight this system, and the women were in the forefront of all the movements. So fortunately for me, my father sent me to Lesotho, and I went to do my junior high in Lesotho. So I didn't do the Bantu education. which again was another thing that, Bantu education was stressful, because we were not really getting the true education. It destroyed our minds. So I went to Lesotho, and my certificate for junior high said this Republic of South Africa, the junior certificate, which is equivalent to a white South African certificate. But the problem then, when I came back to say, let me finish my high school, the government said, no, you have to return and do the whole thing again, because your certificate has to say Bantu education. So,
Dr. Nana, I know there's a lot of history on that particular note, but I really want to get to the point of how did that march and the years preceding that help the women today in South Africa? Are they empowered?
The women are very strong because of that march. The women want to fight, and they are resilient in any career. They are kind of, really focus on, I'm going to succeed. No matter what I do, I'm going to succeed.
They're in politics. You said 47% of the parliamentarians.
Yes, in politics. The parliament is 47% now. And also the women are also in entrepreneurs. But there are a lot of problems, because they don't.
I want you to get that quickly because we're almost out of time. The issue of the youth.
The youth are not being helped at all, because once you drop out or you fail high school, you are on your own, you are standing in the corner, you don't have a job, you don't have a skill. Therefore, there's a lot of illiteracy, because the more you don't go to school, the more you don't contribute to the society. And that's what I want people to do, eradicate illiteracy, in South Africa. Most of the books that I have, the people cannot read. The teachers don't have the books of history of South Africa. So when you're talking about careers, where do you want the children to go? There is nobody who's going to employ South Africans, because you have to employ yourself. So the women have taken up a strong hold on entrepreneurship.
Thank you so much. Dr. Nana Seshibe, an educator and an activist in South Africa, and she joined us here today on In Focus.